This is how to reload the Mastercraft welder. First step. Actually, I don't think it's that. Pull the wire out. Alright, so the first step is to take this thing, the tip, or whatever it is, and you want to get a wrench like this, and pull the wire out of this thing, out of the tip. Second step, get your welding wire out for your Mastercraft machine. Make sure you get really good welding wire, because that's what makes the difference. And I would probably say this Mastercraft machine on a rating of 1 to 10, 1 being really crappy and 10 being really great. For a flux core welder, this thing's pretty good. It has 2 settings, has a good wire feed rate, and it does the job. Can't complain. Okay, so this is where the wire goes into. So you want to undo this thing like that. Lift this up. You want to make sure this is going to be tight enough to hold this down. There's different kinds of wheels in here. This one's set up for, let's see here. If you take this off, you can put it on either direction. One direction's for 0.030. The other one's for 0.035. We're set up at 0.030, so I want it on 0.035 because that's the wire I just bought. Pop it back in there, put this back on. Okay, that's ready to go. You want to have it open like that. Move this crap out of the way. Then get your spool of wire. So let's see here, like this. There you go, have things on there. And put the spring back on. Put this back on. The next step is to reload this little wire into here, through that feed, into that thing. And I can tell you, that's not very much fun. And I don't want to film myself doing that. But when I get to finishing doing that, I'll show it to you what it looks like. So here's the wire, and it goes into this thing. And it's got to sit on top of this track right here. Then this should go like that. You should be able to tighten this down. Yeah. Okay, next step is turn the welder on. So you want to plug it into your plug. Okay. Next step is turn the welder on. Then make sure the ground isn't anywhere near you. And you can look there. Oh, I've got this problem. The safety catch I put on there, so take the safety catch out. I just use a cotter pin. There. Okay. You got good wire. It's hopefully made in USA. Shouldn't have any problem. When you got cheap wire, you got lots of problems. Okay, next, make sure the tip's out, then you can push forward and it will come all the way out to about here, and that's when you want to turn the machine off. Next step, you want to put the, oh shoot, let's see if we can get that. Picture like that. There you go. Okay, this tip right here, you want to put a new tip on and put the wire through the tip. If you got the right tip, hopefully I got the right tip. Like this, see? There. Twist it on there. Keep going. Then. Then it's on there. That's it. It's done. They need some welding contact gel. Then you want to get this stuff from your CNC plasma cutter, the power weld. And dip her in there. And that should last for like most of that, like, I don't know, that normally lasts a couple hours. And that's pretty much it. That's how you reload the Mastercraft, welder. It's a pretty decent welder. If you want to figure out the settings on it, you're going to need one of these. It's a steel gauge, so it tells you what steel you're at. You can look on here, it says 18 gauge, so set the wire feed to 2, the heat speed to 1. 16 gauge, 4, 1. So I'm going with, so if I look at this thing, the gauge meter right here, it shows me the depth of the gauge, which is the thickness in between these two lines. So say I got 16 gauge, which is the one that I'm using right now. I want to get to 4 and 1, and that's it. Okay, then you want to have on top of that, always leaving those pliers inside here, so you can just do all that stuff without having to look for anything. And have extra welding tips inside here. Alright, so the next step is to grind this, well, I'm welding a fender on here, so grind the area that you're welding so the metal is exposed, because it won't weld to rusted metal. Like, look at that. Like, the guy's grinding the metal flat. So this area here is going to be like all nice and flat, and it'll be nice shiny metal. Yeah, next up, you need to clamp your piece in between here. Make sure it's clamped properly and it's like really tight in between there before you do that. And the ground, as you can see right here, I've grounded it to the vice grip, which grounds it to the body, and then I've got this pole here. And you can see here that the same style pole, I use the same one, and it goes from the ground to the ground of the welder to the ground, literally like the earth ground, the earth. You do not want to weld without having some kind of ground going from the ground of your welder to the earth, or it will go back in, the shock will go through your body, and it's really bad for you. Okay, so this is a welding mask that comes with the Mastercraft welder. This is the absolute bare minimum you can get if you're using welding. Please use a welding mask. Then wear a hat like that. or a welding hat. A welding hat's much more preferred, just to keep your hair and your head from getting burnt. Okay, then you'll need some welding gloves like these. These are welding gloves, and they're about $40. Sometimes even more. I think I bought these on sale. Yeah, and they're worth every penny. Don't weld without welding gloves on, or your whole arm will get burned. Yeah, that does that. Okay, next step, take all this shit off. Hope that it stays on. Yeah, it stays on. Yeah, that's good. There we go. Okay, that's just a test fit. Okay, so the final step is to take a flap disc like this one, and I'd suggest getting a really good quality one, like DeWalt. You can get them at TSC. And this is a flap disc. It's got these things, and grind this on here. So you see how this is sticking out? This will flatten that out, and then it'll be nice and smooth like this section right here where I've ground it already. You can't even tell it was welded. And that will be the final thing to do to finish that.